If there's going to be one place in the planet where you should be selling to, in my opinion, and the next sort of generation, really, but starting now, being forced by the current superficial recession in demand to get over there, I think it's the US. So if you're based in the UK and you're not selling in the US yet, I think you need to get on with it. Now, that comes with other problems, and we can talk about that in a different podcast. But just very superficially, if you're thinking big picture here, and I'm sorry to be big picture because it sounds like vague. I don't think big is synonymous with vague. It's just harder to wrestle to the ground. It's strategic thinking. It's awkward. It's messy. It's a bit fuzzy, but you got to do it. So bear with me. So the first thing is you got to think about what products are going to work in the US market. Guess what? Don't be complicated about this. If you source products in China, like many, many people do, or wherever it is outside of UK or Europe, you're having to ship the stuff all the way around, or halfway around the world, or a third of the way around the world anyway. So you just ship it the other way instead. So don't ship as in on ship, but send it via air freight. So next time you have a production run in China or India or wherever it is of a product line, then get an air freight or air express load of boxes sent to the US, ship it into Amazon and see if it sells. Now, in order to do that, you'll have to have an Amazon account in the US. That's basically trivial to set up. Yes, there may be some tactical problems. I'm not going to get buried in that because it's missing the point here. This is big picture stuff. You need to get an EORI number and set yourself up to import. I haven't set up a company to import in the US personally for a few years now because the ones that I've done, I set up quite a few years ago, but last time I looked, it wasn't particularly complicated. It's no more complicated than setting up a business in the UK. In some ways, a bit more, but not that much. Certainly vastly easier than shipping into Europe. My goodness. I mean, Brexit has made such a car crash out of shipping into Europe. It's calming down. It's getting better, but it's not stable yet. And there's more stability shipping into Europe, UK. Sorry, to US. Now, caveat, obviously, you're coming from China. There will be excessive taxes on it. So it's not all easy. I'm not saying this is easy. I'm saying it may be the only viable future for your business. So I think you're just going to get started with it and, do the numbers. And if the import taxes allow for you to still make profit, then great. A few other things to say if you're going to go into the US. Right? This is a very quick overview of a massive subject, but you may have to start thinking about this. Number one is just if you source in China, just send some boxes to the US. Okay, you need to set up the import pathway with EORI number and get a good freight forwarder. Don't try and do DIY importing anywhere, especially not in the US.